All right. In this unit, people, you've really got to think. You really got to think like a big cat. Yes, have that Jaguar. Jaguar? I don't know. Jaguar. I think it's Jaguar. My days of the kids watching Go Diego Go, I thought it was Baby Jaguar. Anyway, hey, again, aggressive mentality here. Jump on these questions. Don't slow down here. So, hey, let's go. We're gonna get on down to example number 1 that's there. All right, so you do have to scroll down your page. Looks like I got a little dirty here, a little cleanup that's going on. So, all right. So we are taking our knowledge of our expressions, all right, and combining it with our knowledge of solving our equations here. So we are going to have to interpret here. So let's go. We got the sum of 2 consecutive odd integers. Okay, so we've seen these people before. Your odd integers, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, yeah. And what we realize is, to get to the next one, it's always adding a 2. So no matter who I choose to get to the next one, consecutive, excuse me, I'm always going to add 2. So if I don't know who the first one is, I'll call you X, which means the next one has to be X plus 2. All right? Ooh. Now, they did say the sum, so we are going to add them together. It needs to be more than negative 12. More than, which means it needs to be bigger. It can't be negative 12. It needs to be more than. That's why we're using the greater than symbol. All right? So yeah, let's solve the equation. We're kind of going rogue here. We're not kind of following along here. We're jumping right into it. So yeah, when we solve here, we get a 2x plus 2 is greater than negative 12. We can subtract both sides by 2. All right. 2x is greater than negative 14. No flipping of the inequality symbol. I did not multiply or divide by negative. Divide by 2, and hey, all right, there it is. X is greater than negative 7. Now, things we want to keep in mind. If we want to find 2 of the numbers, okay, I can't choose negative 7. It needs to be bigger than negative 7. So what's the next negative number that's bigger than negative 7? If you're like me, at first you're thinking negative 9. But remember, bigger. So we got to get further to the right on the number line. So it's negative 5. All right? We need to be bigger than that amount. Negative 5 is bigger. You said negative 9. Negative 9 is smaller than negative 7. So which means in the next number, well, the next consecutive is to add a 2 on, which means it'd be a negative 3. So if I add these two guys together, negative 5 and negative 3, I get negative 8. And again, that is more than negative 12. So those are the smallest. That is the smallest possible combination that works. Now, are there other ones that work? Absolutely that there are. I just have to choose numbers that are greater than negative 7 and that are odd. Negative 1, okay. 3, sure. 5, yep. 7, okay. Again, anyone that's there. So this is why we like the visual of the graph. So we're going to get this down on our number line there. I got me a 0. I got me a negative 7. It's got to be greater than. So it's going to be an open circle, and we're going to shade to the right. So again, visually, you can see here any odd number to the right of negative 7 is going to get the job done. And that's why negative 5 works. And negative 5 is the smallest. I could choose 21. The next one would be 23. And sure enough, if I add those guys together, I'm going to get 44. Hey, is 44 greater than negative 12? It certainly is. Like we say, a lot of right answers. But if you grab someone that's to the left of negative 7, there's going to be a lot of wrong answers as well, too. All right, so let's try another one here. All right. Connor went to the county fair with $22.50 in his pocket. He bought a hot dog and a drink for $3.75, then wanted to spend the rest of his money on ride tickets, which cost $1.25 each. All right, write inequality to represent the total spent, where R is the number of tickets purchased. Okay, so they're telling me to use R here. Again, if you want to use an X or a Y, that's fine. Okay, so he's got the $22.50. Okay, so what I'm noticing here is normally we would set it equal to the $22.50. But here's the thing is, he doesn't need to spend all of his money. You might feel like you need to when you go places, but you don't. But it will have to be less than or equal to the $22.50. So yes, he could spend it all. He could also spend less of it. So let's see. He's got the hot dog and a drink for $3.75. All right. And the rest on tickets that are $1.25 each. So because they're $1.25 each, and we don't know how many there are, there's our multiplication problem. Okay, so yeah, let's solve it. Let's solve it here. So I'm going to subtract 375 from both sides. All right. $1.25R less than or equal to, and then we're going to subtract here. All right, I'm going to reach for my calculator. Again, when the decimals get involved, I don't like doing all that mental math. I'm afraid that's where I'm going to make a careless mistake. So we can reach for it. 1875. Okay. And then, yeah, we got to solve for R. Let's divide both sides by $1.25. Let's see. Divided by $1.25. Don't worry, I got it. It gives us 15. Okay. So less than or equal. So the number of tickets needs to be less than or equal to 15. So he can go on none of them. He doesn't have to. All right. He can save that money that's there. But the most he would be able to get are 15 of those ride tickets. And again, if we're graphing it, all right, hello 15. We talked about a 0, and then we're going to bring this up here. It can be 15. Can he ride negative? Can he have negative ride tickets? No, he can't. So technically it would be going from the 0 to the 15, be anything that's in between there. Now, if you went ahead and shaded all the way with the arrow, that's fine. I get it. That's there. But again, if we're talking about actual amounts, it would be between that 0 and 15 that we're looking at. So again, it's something we want to be aware of. Let's see here. Hey, question 3 is good again because of the wording. On a particular airline, check bags can weigh no more than 50. No more than 50. So can it be 50? Yes, it can. All right. So the bags have to be less than or equal to 50. So Sally packed 32 pounds of clothes and 5 identical gifts in a suitcase that weigh 8 pounds. Now here's the thing. I think this is where it needs to be more specific. 5 identical gifts in a suitcase that weigh 8 pounds. All right. Did they say 8 pounds each? No, they're saying the 5 weigh 8. All right. So again, here, am I solving for anything? No. All right. Right, and so again, not in love with this question, so we're going to adjust it a little bit. We're going to say we got the 50, we're going to say we packed the 32 pounds of clothes, and then what we're saying is 5 identical items, 5 items that weigh 8 pounds. So technically that's what we've got. So is she good? Yeah, she's good. Now, if you interpret the other way and say 8 pounds each, then you would be saying this, and we would be saying no to that. So, again, watch the wording that's there. Again, not a great question, asking what's words, but I like that we got to discuss the no more than 50 pounds. All right? Remember, people, Inner Jaguar here. Attack those problems.